Hello and welcome to Books of Blood. My name is John and I've got another book review for you guys today. So today I'm going to be reviewing The Haunted, and this is by Bentley Little. Alright, so The Haunted, what is this book about? Alright, so you got this family. You got Julian, you got his wife Claire, you got their two kids. You got James, I believe James is like a 5th or 6th grader, and you got Megan, and Megan is a few years older, I believe, than James, so I'm going to put her in about 7th or 8th grade. Now, I think she's a junior high student, or middle school, I don't know, because back when I was going to school, 1st through the 6th grade was elementary, 7th, 8th, and 9th was junior high, and 10th, 11th, 12th was high school, but that's kind of changed around a little bit, and from state to state also. Anyway, the house they're living in, they're having problems with the neighborhood kids. The kid, James, he's kind of a he's kind of a wuss. I mean, let's just put it that way. He's a little bit of a wuss, and he gets picked on at school. So the family decides, hey, let's move because our lives are not any better. So they move into this house, and pretty much from the get-go, some weird stuff starts happening. I mean, just your little things, but then, like, it starts getting increasingly worse, all right? For the wife, it's mainly, like, things, she'll put something away, and then she'll find it somewhere else, or she'll go to get the laundry basket, and it's been moved, or be sitting in the middle of the hall, that kind of weird stuff. The dad has his own experiences with things, but I think the kids have it worst of all as far as the things that are going on, because like I said, the little girl, she's probably about 14 years old, and she keeps getting these really increasingly not so much threatening, but inappropriate messages, text messages. Like the first one she gets is like, I see you. And she's like, oh, well, there's somebody playing a joke on me. And they're like, I see you, Megan. And she's just like, okay. And it keeps on going like that. Then all of a sudden she gets one that says, take off your pants. All right? So, you know, you got this really creepy stuff happening. And then for something that inappropriate for a little girl, a 14-year-old girl, I mean, it's bad enough for an adult woman to get something like that. But for a 14-year-old girl to get a message like that, and it gets worse. It gets increasingly worse. And the son, he starts like seeing this kind of lecherous, grinning old man, and he's scared to death of the cellar. You know, he doesn't want to go down there. He thinks this place is, or this is the cellar, or the down below. That's the basement. Yeah, the basement. He's just scared to death of the basement, and he's just like, no, wait a minute. Yeah. I don't know. I never can remember which one's which. Cellar. I know the attic is up there, so I think the cellar is either the cellar or the basement's down below. But anyway, it's just creepy. I mean, it is just creepy as hell, all right? You know, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. The family decides to have a party, and this is when it really starts getting weird, all right? They invite people from the neighborhood. A lot of the people are really reluctant to come to the party. One guy said that somebody had died in the house. He tries to try to get more information. They can't get any more information from the realtor. You know, all this bullshit. They just keep getting all this bullshit and the runaround and everything. And so the night of the party, they catch two of their neighbors in the basement. Let's just say they're doing sexual things down there, and not with each other. That's the thing about it, not with each other. I mean, they're just doing sexual things to themselves. Well, the guy that's down there, he like does something with a wreath. And I'm trying to figure out the logistics of that one. And the woman that's down there, I'm not even going to get into that. But there's just something down in that basement, something in that house that just causes people to do crazy shit, all right? And I'm not just talking about sexual things. It's even worse. And the wife, she kind of gets a little bit more history and kind of traces it back. And this is something that's been happening in this house or happening in this area, but mainly in the house for a long, long time. I mean, she takes it all the way back, I think, to the to like the 1600s. And there are chapters where it tells you about certain years on down to the present, where all these weird things happen, all these evil things are happening, you know. So this poor family is stuck with this. They're at their wits' end. I mean, the kids start getting these really threatening messages. Like the girl gets a message saying that if you say anything, I'll kill your brother, I'll kill you. The dad gets messages like that. The mother, it gets worse for the mother too. So yeah, we're talking about a haunted house from absolute hell is what this is, all right? So that's pretty much the synopsis. Now I'm supposed to tell you whether I enjoyed this book or whether I did not enjoy this book. I love this book. All right. I mean, it was a little bit slow going at first, but I think that might have been more me than it was the book, because I love this book. Man, I love the pace this book was set at. I love just how the horror just, you know, a lot of the horror just came from left field, just kind of hit this family from nowhere. You never knew what was going to happen next. I mean, it just, I'm going to put it up there. It's one of the best haunted house books that I have ever read. Now, this was published in 2012. Again, I think it says by Bentley Little. I think it's probably only the third, maybe fourth book I've read by Bentley Little, but this is by far my absolute favorite of his. And I'm kind of enthusiastic to see what else the guy, when I read something else, if he can top this, because I did absolutely love this one. And you know, and there were things that I kind of, you know, I kind of wondered about, but I'm not taking away my rating. I'm not saying it's not going to decrease my rating, but I kind of wondered, it never seemed to really quite explain why this area, why this house was the way it was, all right? I mean, because not only do you have these people doing freaky-deaky sexual shit down in the basement, but it also causes the wife and the husband to do, like, freaky-deaky sexual shit that they wouldn't normally do. I ain't going into detail about that. If you want to find out, read the book. But yeah, it gets kind of weird. But not just that, but it also, it drives people to, and trigger warning here, it drives you to suicide, all right? So, but it never really, absolutely, never really clearly explains why the house is the way it is, all right? And that's not taking anything away. You know, sometimes not knowing is actually kind of scarier than actually knowing. You know, it's just like not seeing something is not seeing what's haunting you is a whole lot more scary than seeing what is haunting you, okay? So there you go. Anyway, yeah, that is it. That is The Haunted. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Recommend it. Read it. Let me know what you think about it. And until next time, take care and stay scared. Bye-bye.